Well, welcome to our program, everyone. A new health care law. The governor's state of the state. A lot happened in the world of politics this week. And let's start out with Marco Rubio, the senator from Florida. Our Alberta Washington this week and asked him about the Trump administration and the new health care law.
Senator Marco Rubio sits in the Senate Intelligence Committee, one of the panels on Capitol Hill, investigating Russia's meddling in the 2016 presidential election. This week, word got out that Wednesday a group of senators from the Intelligence Committee went to CIA headquarters to review classified documents connected to the Russia investigation. That's where our conversation with the senator starts.
I was there yesterday and I plan to go back again late next week. There's a lot of documents to view and a lot of work to go through, and we're moving along on our investigation. We're moving along on our work, and we're going to have a report here fairly soon. I think witnesses are now about to be interviewed, so we're moving forward.
Was there any information there that you saw that caught your attention? Or
yeah,
I don't know.
You know, I mean, obviously I can't disclose that because it's classified. But we're going to, you know, the report is going to, it's going to show as much as we possibly can within the confines of the law. But I think it's going to, when it's all said and done, it's going to be a very credible bipartisan document that lays out for the American people what happened and how it happened.
Senator, you also said that you're not going to be part of a witch hunt and you're not going to be part of a cover-up. Do you have full confidence in what the Senate Intelligence Committee is doing?
So far, I do. And I've told everybody, if I feel, if the report comes out and I feel like it's been unfair, I'm going to say it. And if the report comes out and I feel like, for partisan reasons, we fail to disclose or talk about certain things, I'm going to say it. I'm interested in arriving at the truth. And whatever the truth is, whether it's good politically for my party or bad politically for the other party, that's not my agenda. And I think the people deserve that. I take this very, very seriously.
And do you have more information now about the wiretaps? Did they happen? Did they take place? Do you have more information about it?
So I've never, as I said when the president made that comment, I don't have any thing I've ever seen that I can speak to that that speaks to what he said. The House has additional information or notions, then I'd imagine they have the power to declassify these things if they so choose. So, but obviously, that in terms of how our intelligence community behaves, whether it's the FBI or the CIA, that is the ongoing work of the Intelligence Committee. It's not just to make sure that these agencies are doing a good job, that they're doing it within the confines of the law. So we're always watching for that.
Senator, on health care, would you support a bill like the one that's being...
well, first of all, I don't think anyone claims that the bill the House has proposed as it stands today is going to become the final law, because this is the way this process works. You start out with a law, and then people come in and make changes to it based on public input, the input of experts. So the law, when it finally passes, is going to look different than the one we have today, and everybody knows that. What's different about it is what we're going to spend the next few weeks on. There are elements of that plan that are familiar to what I offered, and there are elements of it that are different. And then I have some questions, particularly with regards to Florida. I'm concerned about our Medicaid population. In Florida, I want to, you know, if we're going to block grant it, which is a good idea, we have to make sure that that block grant is based on the specific needs of our individual patients, not just a flat number for everybody, because some people are more expensive than others because they're sicker or older. So that's important for Florida. Things like that I'm looking for.
Are there any other parts of the specific bill that is being worked on right now that you have concerns about?
Well, the tax credit is something I've long supported. It has to be a tax credit that is not unreasonable in its size, but we have to make sure that it's enough so that we'll have a vibrant private market in the individual marketplace. So that's one of the first things I'll start looking at is will the amount of money available in the tax credit be enough to allow people to go into a private market and acquire a quality health care plan for themselves and for their families. These are the sorts of details we'll work through now. It's still in the House, but we've begun our review here in the Senate in my office.
Senator, due to local protests outside of your local offices in Tampa and Jacksonville, those offices are now going to have to close.
Open new offices. Look, those aren't political offices. Those are small offices. They have 1 or 2 people. They serve multiple counties. They're not my campaign offices. Those offices are there so that if somebody has a problem with Social Security or Medicare, they can go in and get help. So I think it hurts the people in the community. It doesn't necessarily hurt us. We'll get a new office, and in the meantime, we'll be serving our constituents. And, you know, I understand you own a building and there's people outside every day screaming anti-Trump stuff, and your tenants start getting annoyed, and you're going to have to do something about it. There's security costs associated with it. It's fine. I mean, you know, we'll find a new office in the end. But I just want people to understand, they're not hurting me. They're hurting the people who go to that office for help, that for a few weeks are going to be inconvenienced.
And on that same line, you've also mentioned that town halls are not town halls anymore. Do you still have that?
Well, I'll do real town halls. I like real town halls. I don't care if people are real town halls that don't like what I say. I'm fine with it. That happens all the time. What I think has happened now is that groups, and I want to say be fair on both sides, use town halls as a forum to be disruptive. They're not there to listen to what you have to say. They're not there to give input. They are there for political purposes, to create a scene so they can be on the news that night. And that's their right, but it's not productive. I'm interested in engaging in a process where I can talk to people as we do every day on the phone or through email, or they send us letters. I call people personally that call my office. I'm interested in getting people's input about how to make laws better. But that's not what town halls are right now, and that's unfortunate. Hopefully that'll change.
President Trump promised $1 trillion program over 10 years to fix the nation's infrastructure. While the plan is not a given yet, the senator is keeping a close eye on it.
The I-4 corridor, do you think the infrastructure there is enough? And if that's not the case, what is?
Well, we know we have traffic problems on I-4. All you have to do is spend a day there between 7 and 9 in the morning, or 7 and 10 in the morning, and between 4 and 7 at night, and you'll see it, and it impacts us. And so that we're hopeful. Package. We're saying over $1 trillion or so over 10 years, that Florida's going to get its fair share. I'll meet with the governor today. We've been in touch with legislative leaders. We want to make sure that we know which are the best projects for Florida so that we can be in place to advocate for them.
A Rubio-sponsored bill aiming to provide NASA with more resources and a bigger budget is now on the president's desk, waiting to be signed into law. The bill aims to launch a human exploration mission to Mars in the year 2033, and the senator says it will benefit thousands of workers in Florida.
The NASA bill, why is that important for the state?
Well, NASA isn't critical for the country. Obviously, NASA has a huge footprint in the state of Florida, creates a lot of good jobs and a lot of industries, but for America is very important. We can't lose our edge in space. Space superiority doesn't just have military and national security applications, it has commercial scientific applications. So, and Florida, of course, has a huge role to play in NASA, so we're happy that that went through in the House, and we think it's good in terms of creating stability for NASA's long term.
In Washington, Alberto Pimienta, Bay News 9.
The Central Intelligence Agency